Hello Taurus and welcome to my channel. This is going to be your June 2023 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. We're going to jump straight in there with the sound bowl for a few seconds just to tune into the energy. So if you'd like to take a nice breath in and exhale. Okay, Taurus, let us see what's coming up for us in June 2023. We're going to get a major arcana for the theme. And then we're going to be doing 3 piles, current energies as you start the month off in June. Middle pile will be anything that's unseen. And the final pile will be the outcome. Thank you. The theme, justice. Okay, so this is karmic balance. This is internal balance. This could potentially also be where you are waiting on some sort of legal answer to come on in. Sorry, I'm trying to move all of this so that the ring of light, it's like a little halo, doesn't interfere. So justice is served. Okay, things coming into balance for you in June. Right, I will be cutting the deck, and then we will get 3 cards for each section, and then we'll clarify them. That was the King of Swords I wanted to pop out of there, which also can be quite integrated with legal systems, or you just sort of being in a situation where you are looking at all the finer details about things, checking out all your paperwork, fine tooth comb, all of that sort of energy. Okay, let's see. Current energy, I will show you it all, don't you worry. Okay, really interesting cards coming up over here. Your current energy as you start the month off in June, we've got this kind of interesting situation coming up. So we are going to clarify, but we start off with the 6 of Pentacles to the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles. So this is a situation where you have been in the receiving end of I would say financial support, or some, let's just call it resource support, something that perhaps you weren't expecting but has come in from out of nowhere. It is karmically balanced, that's why the theme is justice. So even if you're not expecting some sort of resource coming on in, know that you've actually earned it in other ways. It's like an indirect way of receiving, but it's causing some internal conflict, and then leads to this energy of 5 of Pentacles, like, oh, but it's not enough. It's not enough. I don't feel like I've had enough. So I don't know whether it's a situation that something comes on in and causes a bit of a stir. The first feeling I was getting was something to do with friends or family, everyone wanting a piece of the pie, and then you're left with very little by the end. But we're going to clarify, because we're talking about your Pentacles. So it's a very kind of this contrasting energy between receiving and then not having enough, right? It's like someone wants to give and you want to receive, but then you say, oh no, I'm not deserving of it, because it causes internal conflict. Or perhaps there's people around you who would are deserving, are more deserving of it. Okay, so it really does feel like this back and forth, this tug of war between the self-worth issue that's coming up as it relates to resources, physical assets, property even. Okay, so but we're going to clarify, because it's sometimes when justice, you see, when justice turns up, she turns up when things have obviously been unjust, not balanced. And sometimes we have to kind of, when the scales have been like this, sometimes we need to do a bit of this before we find that plateau. So you could be finding yourself in the beginning of the month just kind of toing and froing between an old energy of not feeling like you have enough and feeling left out in the cold and isolated and no one gives a damn, to like, oh wow, I am getting that in. So it's really bringing up these energies of contradictory belief systems within yourself, that you're seeing your reality more clearly now, and it's causing all this internal conflict because it really needs to be purged. You really need to pull it out and really work out and define your own belief systems, because it seems to me that they are contradicting one another. So we can neither then be in a full state of receiving and blessed and abundance if we are equally in a state of, yes, but they don't quite get me, I don't feel like I have enough. You see, when we start to look at that more deeply, we can sort of identify those areas where one is actually cancelling out the other, and then we see that play out in our reality. So I feels like June is a really good time starting off to kind of see that so clearly in your physical world that you can really have no choice but to address it. Okay, and with that Five of Wands, it does seem like there could be people around you that's affecting it. It could be work related, of course, but this does feel quite internal conflict for me. So I'm going to get 3 cards for each, so I'm just going to cut the deck for that. Okay. I will show you it all, don't you worry. King of Swords is turning up again. Okay, under the 6 of Pentacles, we've got the Knight of Wands, the 10 of Swords, and the 2 of Swords. Okay, so it feels like there is definitely this energy of how you move forward, and perhaps you're getting the financial support in some sort of working endeavor that you're doing, some sort of project. It could even be something like a house renovation, but something project related, whereby perhaps you are receiving some resources, some funding agencies, perhaps if you have applied for a business loan or whatever the case may be, and you're getting that, but then you recognize that something is not going to work out. With the 10 of Swords, we're talking about something where you've done all your research, you've looked at it from every aspect, and my goodness, you can't follow through with it. You can't, even if you've put quite a lot of energy into it, it can't be done that way. So there may be a case of you wanting to or needing to look at something from a slightly different perspective. Okay, we've got this 2 of Swords here, which is that kind of feeling a bit stuck in a rut, not knowing how to sort of move forward with this, because what's really coming clear here is there is something that you've been working on, some sort of belief, again, the belief systems, or that mental energy, which is Swords energy, because we've got that 10 of Swords and the 2 of Swords, or that mental energy is like, okay, well, now that's over and done with, now what is our belief? Because I need to kind of, it's like a purging aspect as well, but it also feels very much so that something you've been working on, you're recognizing that the way that you're doing it is not going to work. Okay, so now you're like, what do I do? Do I move forward with this? Do I just not do it? Do I change and move around? It's really just asking you to think outside the box. It seems to me that if you're getting any sort of financial or physical support resources in this, that it feels like it's possible to turn it into something else. Okay, you don't have to. It feels like there would be a way to evolve it and move it in a different way. Okay, with that 5 of Wands, which can be kind of competition, it can be internal conflict. We've got beautiful cards here. We've got the Star card, the Wheel of Fortune, and the King of Swords. So where you have been feeling that inner conflict, we see a turnaround going on. We're talking about these belief systems that I was speaking about before. We're also talking about this, I don't know which way to go energy. Okay, the Star talks about healing, wish fulfillment, and faith for the future, that you can get anything you dream of if you want it, if you sort the mind out, right? Wheel of Fortune, turn of events in your favor, and the King of Swords is extremely positive. It came up before. It talks about, feels like there's somebody else in the on the scene, in the background, who is supporting you in this. Okay, and because it's been causing conflict, it's just saying that's going to be turning around for you. okay? The Star offers promise for the future. Wheel of Fortune, absolutely, it's favorable for you because of that Justice card. And the King of Swords, whoever you're dealing with, as it relates to your work, your paperwork, business, your home, if you're selling your home, those sorts of things, this is going to be a very beneficial aid. Okay, it's also asking you to step into that King of Swords energy about really compartmentalizing your emotional side of things, forgetting about what the motivation is, and just getting on and doing, as my mom would say, that your frogs for the day. Your frogs for the day are like the duties, the priorities that you need to do in the day that you really prefer not to do. You'd prefer to do something a lot more fun, but you have to get them done, so you might as well do your frogs first. Yeah, it's that sort of energy. It's basically telling you to get into your frog energy, get into really looking at any fine detail, and if there's something that you don't quite understand, do everything it takes to make sure you understand specifically what that information relates to. So if you're dealing with any small print, if you're dealing with any contracts, anything like that, now's the time to really do your homework, because there is a turnaround that's going on for you, and it feels like it's related to the Six of Pentacles as well. Okay, this kind of, because Six of Pentacles also talks about equal give and take, equal exchange, equal trade. So if there's something in that regard with you where it hasn't been a fair exchange, okay, that's the thing that's coming into balance too. And so that's where things are going to kind of move back with Wheel of Fortune in your favor, and it feels like you're going to find a way out, a way through something that you weren't aware of before. Okay, so it's really important at the beginning of the month to do your homework. Five of Pentacles, we got the Nine of Wands, the Five of Cups, and that Page of Pentacles. So this is telling me that you are, they are fairly heavy cards, okay? It basically, make sure that you see that all right. It basically is talking about where you feel it's like this turnaround of events and having to look at the nitty-gritty detail, you know, dealing with your bills, which are all going up all over the world, dealing with systems, people that you have to answer to. It feels like all of that is really wearing you down with the Nine of Wands. But the Nine of Wands basically says, yes, you may feel like a wounded warrior, but now's the time to push through. Okay, even though you feel like you can't handle it anymore, you are at number one, you're almost at the finish line. Okay, what's not going to serve you at this time is to be in a state of regretting things from the past. Okay, so to give you a little example, personal example of what I'm being reminded about with this energy was, I thought it would be a wonderful opportunity to go to a place in Oyster Bay for a month to focus on my book and my readings and stuff. Free rent, look after a beautiful lodge on the beach. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. On paper, it looked great. In reality, it didn't work out at all. Okay, and I had I left after a month because it wasn't going to suit me for the year, and looking back on it, I was, because I wasted so much time, because I couldn't do my readings properly. I wasted so much time and it cost me a fortune. And so it's in that, you know, like, oh, what, you know, it looked great in paper, but it didn't pan out. This is the kind of energy I'm getting here with this as well. It's that, like, it's very, very important that you start to, like, just be grateful for all the blessings that you have right now and look ahead. Stop looking in the past. It's gone. It's done. Okay? Yes, you might have spent too much. Yes, the things that you're working for, you realize you can't do it anymore. Okay, fine. Yes, it's causing conflict. But you know what? Conflict within family members, friends, relationships, all that sort of stuff is just another opportunity for redemption. Another opportunity to become closer, to open up. Okay? To find deep understanding for one another. So invite those in. They're wonderful. It just allows us to go deeper, 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 expand further. Feels to me that there is something that you are regretting, and you feel like you're regretting, why did I bother? Why did I put all the effort into it? We've got the Page of Pentacles here again, which is that good news that's coming on through regarding the pentacle. Now we're dealing with your pentacle, your sign. Earth, okay, the physical, the tangible, the material, all of that. We've got this new beginning coming in, but if you're not careful, you're going to be in the mind state of lack mentality, okay? Victim, feeling like the victim, feeling like, oh, everything I put my heart and soul into, it doesn't work out. Well, guess what? It does work out. It's just in a different way. and you need to pull off the blinders of those belief systems and open the options up. There are always infinite potential and opportunities available for you. So this is saying, okay, but you don't want to hurt anyone, you don't want to hurt yourself. Moving forward, fine, I get that, I understand that. But we have a star here, we have the Justice card, we have the Wheel of Fortune. These are energies that are telling me that now's the time to sort of discard that old skin of belief, okay? When the Five of Pentacles comes up, it really depends on how you look at it. Sometimes you see a family who are begging out in the street and they've got no help whatsoever. Other times you're more focused and drawn across the light that's coming in from the church. Okay, that really represents possibilities. There is options available. The church in this story, the church will be able to help them, provide for them, but they may be too proud. They may kind of go, no, I prefer to be all miserable in my failings, so-called failings. No such thing as failings. There's only lessons, right? And so there is options available to you. It's just how you perceive it. So it's a really strong start for the month. It's a real to and fro kind of energy, a real wrestling with it. But now's the best time for it, because governed underneath all of this is a justice. So this is where you really are doing your mental work, your deeper inner work, seeing it play out in your reality on where you believe certain things to go. To not be so, I'm saying all of this, I'm trying to take it on board myself as well, because obviously I'm Taurus too. But it's that thing of like, we are so determined, Taurians. We set our heart on something, we set our mind on something, we are going to damn well do it, okay? But with that determination sometimes comes stubbornness. So we need to learn to be a little bit more flexible as well, okay? It feels like you can allow yourself to make your choose your direction by looking at the goals that you want, not as an achievement or as an end goal, but more of an energetic feeling, right? So for example, I've just had a lovely conversation with my sister, and she was talking about when they move home, they're currently selling their house, and they move home, she realized that actually the most important thing, the top of her priority list was cleaner air, get out of the city, right? So that's her measuring tool. In the same way as this, whatever your goals are, whatever the things that you're working on, right, it's really talking about find out what that real priority is, and it's probably not going to be something solid and grounded. It's probably going to be like a rule, like clean air. So then what that does, when it becomes more of an energetic goal rather than an accumulation of something like a home or excellent success and all the rest of it, but when it's like energetic, it has more room for malleability, where you can kind of mold it into the best way possible, and allows you to sort of open up and see see the peripheral of the situation rather than being too kind of caught up on that. I feel like I'm really going on about this actually, but it's just because it's such contrasting energy. So obviously take it as it resonates, but it feels very, very strong. Okay, now what you don't see coming for the month of June is there is a bit of a turnaround coming up for you. We got this Ace of Wands, brand new beginning. Okay, so this could talk about new passion, a new job, a new project, new home, anything which really kind of gets you super excited, okay? So beforehand, you start the month kind of going, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, and then all of a sudden an opportunity gets presented to you. So the universe is basically saying to you, now, what are you going to do with it? Now that you've worked out and you've been shuffling and muddling through all these energies, these belief systems that you're tweaking now and being more consciously aware of, we're going to offer you something, and we're going to watch to see how Taurus, what they do with it, okay? Because again, we've got this to and fro energy. The Ace of Wands is that new beginning, and then we've got the Eight of Swords, and then we've got the Magician. So, Eight of Swords says, oh no, but I can't, I'm stuck, I can't do this, I can't say yes to this this new beginning because, it's different, I've got to finish something else off first because I told myself I would, and now I'm going to do it. And so you're like, no, I can't take this because it's just going to trap me, because I'm going to commit myself to something that I don't feel like I'm ready for. That's the Eight of Wands. The Magician is, well, I can do anything I damn well please. I've got every element available to me. I am the master manifester. So again, we've got these contrasting energies. But here's the thing. The Magician is a major arcana. It overrides the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is self-sabotage in the headspace. She thinks she is trapped, but she isn't, okay? She is using the doctrines of society, of what the media say, what she was brought up with from childhood, of how things should go, right? She needs to peel that away and stand more in her natural state, which is the Magician. Okay, so here the universe, this is the unseen. You're not going to see this coming at the beginning of the month because you're still playing your yo-yo, okay? But then we now have this, it's like the universe saying, okay, we're going to push this a little bit further, and let's see how Taurus handles it. So let's clarify. We'll get 3 cards for each. Oh, the sun wants to jump out there, but I'm not taking jumpers. Are you able to see your mastery or your failings? Okay. Ace of Wands. Let's have a look here. Nice. Ace of Swords. The Magician. Oh, interesting. Okay. With the Ace of Wands, we've got beautiful cards here. So this new beginning is charged with a hell of a lot of excellent energy. Queen of Pentacles, Strength, and the Nine of Pentacles. Basically, what this Ace of Wands is saying to you is, we have this opportunity for you. The universe is saying, I'm giving you this opportunity. It is an opportunity to be self-sufficient, to handle yourself well, to be financially kind of all right, okay, and independent, all right. But it's going to take courage. Do you have the courage? Are you able to set off on your own? Are you? And what I mean by that, it doesn't mean that you have to physically be on your own, but say, for example, you have an idea, a vision. Are you able to realize that vision in your own standing, in your own power? Okay, Queen of Pentacles is an excellent card. It's something, she's quite the homely card in terms of domesticity, working from home, handling her business, handling her family, handling her home, all of it beautifully, using resources best that she can, turning one into another, which is a kind of a magician's kind of energy of like using one and being able to mold it into another, all of those sorts of things. But it's going to require internal strength. Firstly, do you have the time to do it? Do you have the stamina to do it? Do you have the courage? Okay, and are you able to face your inner beast, which is represented as the beast, the lion in the strength card, for what if it doesn't work out? Okay, because you're worried that the previous things that you started didn't work out. Here's the other thing. It's like, well, if I take this new thing, then what happens to the old thing I was working on? Well, the best thing to remember here is sometimes the things that we work towards, those goals that we work towards, particularly if they're quite solid and stagnant, like quite fixed, not more energetic, like I was saying about the thresholds of what your priorities are. When we work towards something, we plow so much energy into it, and we might not reach the finish line, or it finishes us before we finish it, basically, and we feel a bit at a loss. Sometimes we feel like we can't take on something new because we haven't completed something else. Well, here's the thing. Sometimes the new beginning is part of the old ending, okay? Sometimes we wouldn't have been able to see this new beginning had we not gone through those steps. So something just to bear in mind. Now the Eight of Swords, we've got the Eight of Swords, we've got the Five of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. So it feels to me like you're a bit worried that the stuckness that you're feeling has got something to do with your commitment to somebody else, okay? And where you have been, it feels like if you take this new opportunity, it feels like you're going to, the worry here is that you're being too selfish, you know, and you're not considering the other person, and you wanted to diligently work methodically towards the goal that you had in mind, but now something else is just like dropped in your lap, and like you want to take it, but no, I have a commitment, I have a prior engagement, all of those sorts of things. And so and so that's kind of keeping you a little bit stuck and a little bit burdened by that, where you are feeling a little bit trapped in that situation because you want to move forward but you can't. For some of you, it could be that you know, you meet someone new and you have an existing relationship, and but you can't do anything about it because you've got this commitment that you need to address. And I'm not here to advise or judge. It's always nice to be open and honest with whoever you're dealing with. I think that just solves many problems later down the line, that they don't come and bite you in the bum. So obviously take this as it resonates. I wouldn't, personally, I wouldn't condone kind of third-party situations at all, but you have to ultimately be true to you. Okay, and sometimes it does take a bit of inner strength and bravery to be honest with yourself first. When you can be honest with yourself first, then try and be honest with everyone else, okay? And then see where you are, all right? But there seems to be some sort of, I think this is, to be honest, I'm feeling like it's just in your head, that you feel chained to an idea, a decision you made a while ago, and now you'll do whatever it takes to complete and commit to that decision. Really, this month is all about throwing that up in the air. It's just, it's really testing ground for you, okay? The Magician, we have the Queen of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and the World card. So here what we have is something that's being completed, end of a major cycle, but this is now talking about how we move with our heart, okay? So really what Spirit is saying is they're throwing us this Ace of Wands test, following this like yo-yo energy in the beginning of the month, to basically say, okay, but where are you committed to your heart? Where are you in the manifestation? Where is your energy level at with creating new things? How honest are you with your heart? So let's take these two examples. A brand new beginning. Does it make your heart sing? Well, then go for it, okay? Or if you feel committed to something or somebody, and that commitment is like a rock, and it connects to your heart, then go for it. Work with the Three of Pentacles, collaborate with it. But it really talks about what the Magician is. Get all your information, okay, from other people. Get your advice, get your research, everything that you need. Collect all the information together, and then ask the question within the heart space. The Queen of Cups feels like the energy that you are harnessing at the moment. The Queen of Cups uses her heart, her unconditional love, and her sensitivity and her compassion and her understanding to all walks of life. And so what Spirit here is saying is that the Magician is enabling you to bathe every decision and your lifestyle with that energy, okay? Because when you do that, then it's fail proof. You will be choosing from the strongest point of view there is, okay? Yes, we've got the logical mind. Yes, we've got the physical reality around us, but when we choose from the heart, we work with that, and we combine as many elements, or maybe different people in our lives, to in that space and say, for example, if you're struggling to make the decision and you call a friend you haven't called in a while, and you say, listen, I'm in a bit of a pickle. I'm going to present this idea, this conundrum I have to you. what do you think? You know, when you ask like that, people will be compassionate. You know, people are understanding. Not only are they seeing it from their perspective, but they're kind of trying to put it themselves in your shoes, knowing, you know. So I do feel this wonderful support around you. That's why I feel it's so important to be really, really honest with yourself and with others. It just feels like it's coming through really, really strong. Then we have this World card, end of a huge cycle. So maybe this 10 of Swords, everything that you've been working so hard, which didn't go according to plan, is being the saving grace, because what it's done is it's enabled you to close off a cycle that was kind of to do with not honoring your own your choices and your hearts, the thing that makes your heart sing. But also it does feel connected to those belief systems regarding finance. Do I have self-sufficiency? Do I have enough? What is enough? What does that actually mean to me? All of those energies, right? And that's the end of the cycle that's coming on in. For some of you as well, it could be dealing with some sort of connection where you might not want to take something new because you have a commitment to a type of mother figure as well. So that's also coming through, but that's not going to be for everyone. Okay, now we move into the outcome of June. Really strong cards. We've got the King of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and the World card. Okay? So, not only do we have you coming up as a queen, you're also now the King of Pentacles. Okay? King of Pentacles knows exactly what he's doing. He is in charge. He's got that forward drive, but he is able to be a bit flexible. He's able to kind of make a plan, but he's always got a plan B, C, D, E as well, okay? And if none of those work out, he's going to mix them all up together and create a new one. He's always ahead of the game. He's got his long-term sense of security at heart now. So it feels the energy that you are literally living within, but it could also be that you're dealing with another earth sign too, which would be Virgo, Capricorn, or another Taurus, okay? But what I absolutely love about this is no longer are you in this concern and feeling trapped in the mind space. You're seeing it from the heart space, which is that cup energy, and looking at it as options. So instead of kind of going, no, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, it's saying, well, what can I do, right? What can I do with what I've got? What are the options out there? Okay, that's extremely positive. And then as a result of that, we got the World card full on. So you start to end off and it doesn't feel like 100% completely, but there does seem to be some sort of huge cycle as it relates to your belief system regarding financial abundance, or what makes you feel in a state of abundance, as well as something that you've been working on. That's a cycle that seems to be coming to an end, you know, really kind of putting yourself out there and kind of going, okay, I really need to reevaluate my thoughts on this. So moving from being kind of trapped into, ooh, what are the options by the end of the month is a beautiful turnaround, okay? Now, let us clarify. It could be that enables you to take that Ace of Wands new beginning. Okay. Oh, taking any jumpers. See here. Seven of Cups. And the World. Oh. Whoa, okay. So, under the King of Pentacles, we've got the Four of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Hanged Man. Let me show you this over here. Okay, so what this is telling me is you are, as a result of this, you're kind of going, you know what? It's okay to be in the energy of hovering between, okay? I don't feel like you're making a fast decision yet. It feels to me like you're wanting to gently close something before you actually activate a new beginning, okay? King of Pentacles, that Four of Pentacles, basically saying you are deciding to be a bit more careful about what you have, your finances, maybe being a little bit careful about your spending habits. And it could be through Page of Swords, where information comes through which is trying to grab more money out of you, and you're like, no, I'm gonna keep a wrap on this, okay, because I haven't quite figured out which way I'm going. Then to be in the state of the Hanged Man is to kind of go, I'm going to sit with this for a bit. I'm going to see it from so many perspectives. I'm going to do my research, okay? Like I was saying in the beginning of the reading, you're collecting information, you're doing your research, and you're going to make sure that it sits well within your heart, okay? So the Hanged Man suspends himself upside down to gain enlightenment. So you are standing in your strongest power of the King of Pentacles, kind of knowing, you know what? I can see the potential in this. I can see how exciting it is. But King of Pentacles is very solid. He knows how it works. He kind of goes, I'm not going to get carried away with the fire of the Ace of Wands. I'm going to sit with this a bit, and I am going to do a bit more research so that I know that moving forward, I'm not going to bite myself in the thumb later on the line. So you are enjoying that energy. With the Seven of Cups of this options card, recognizing that you actually do have options. We got the Empress, the Ace of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. So beautiful, abundant energy here. Okay, you are really looking at the whole spectrum, all the options that are available to you, and you're basically saying, where am I going to put my creativity? Okay, what do I need to work on? Where can I, whatever I create, there will be more to create, and it will return back to me beautifully. It's basically taking that Ace of Wands that was presented to you, okay, and it could have been like this inspired idea, but you're sitting with it and you're kind of going, okay, I've got this, I've got these resources, I've got this backing, I've got this skill set, I've got this in my heart space. Now, how do I want to invest? What do I want to invest in? Because you know that you work really, really hard in anything. Once you apply yourself, that's it, right? It might as well be done then. But you're trying to look at it from a different perspective of like, when I plow into it, am I going to see a regular return, not just like a one-off? This Ten of Swords feels to me a bit like a one-off, like a type of project-based. You're now looking at the bigger picture here, and you're doing it from a perspective of what fills my heart with glee. Haven't used that word probably ever. Glee. Then we've got the World card. So the end of the major cycle, what's coming to the end for you is this feeling of like, it's like a sadness, but in terms of that feel, it's really this kind of Five of Cups energy. What's coming to an end is this sadness over past so-called failings, where an idea didn't go quite according to plan, right? And feeling like you always had to justify yourself because it didn't go the distance in a King of Pentacles energy in the way that it should have been for you, even though you put anything in that. So the whole of the month of June, as we start off the month, really isolating, really looking at those belief systems of, do I have enough? Oh, I don't have enough. I do have enough. I don't have enough. Oh, I have conflict. Work that out, right? Now, new beginning is that little test from Spirit or the universe saying, okay, well, which way are you swaying now? It's like the pendulum, okay? And you're like, okay. And eventually you find the internal balance with the Justice card. The ending of that June kind of spiritual lesson for you is you're saying goodbye to that feeling of failure, in the sense of you no longer need to, you're no longer emotionally triggered by having to justify why you did something, when you did something, you know, why you put so much energy or money into this or this and this and this whole having to like defend and protect what's yours. You no longer have to do it because it brought you sadness, Okay, so what's happening now is you're standing more in the power of the King of Pentacles, but more in the sense of it's okay. It's okay that things don't go according to plan. It's okay that things end before you hope that they would end, you know, before their end timeline. And out of that is born something new. Okay, so now you're no longer being apologetic for past situations, past mistakes, because now you're operating more from the space of the heart, and you're being honest with yourself and with others. So it's quite big, actually. It's quite interesting. So we're just going to end this reading off. I've gone way over time, but it felt like that beginning of the month, that toing and froing of energy, was really sorry, I just dropped these cards. It's carving out the whole of the month. It's really shaping it, and you're going to be, you know, the Da Vinci by the end of the month, as it relates to this idea that you've got about failings and success and failings, and how it affects you in how it has previously affected you in a financial pentacle energy, but how it actually affects you in the heart space. So Spirit, what does Taurus need to know, please, for June, for their highest good? Okay, we've got 2. I clearly wanted to jump out. Ooh, stretch. Okay. Love it. Okay, we've got leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. This is like the Fool card, okay, the Fool energy. Universe has got your back with new beginnings. You just got to sort out within yourself first. And then we have birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. So this world card that has turned up now twice, it is really kind of saying there are miracles available, there are new opportunities available. You don't have to be looking at things from a limited point of view of like, I've only got this much, these are my skills, this is my aptitude, this is my intellect, these are my physical connections, this is my assets, I've only got this much, what can I do with it? Spirit is going, no. This month is push that all out the window, out the door. Is not serving you. Now you're looking at it from a much bigger, broader perspective, and you're kind of going, well, hell yeah, I can do this. Okay, I've just got to make sure I honor my own truth, honor what I believe, and the things that I'm contradicting myself over, I better get very, very clear on what those are. Okay, all right. So I really hope that helped you, Taurus. It's going to be an interesting one. If you're interested in personal reading, check my website out, loveitoormore.com. Details on the description below. Have a wonderful June. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.